start the. There you go. I've already start the recording. Today's tute, it's gonna be really long, and it's totally different from what we had previously on lab 3 and 4. Lab 3 and 4 was they were pretty short, but this time the lab 5, it's really compact. So I'll start as usual. I've already created like a really short presentations to give you like a better understanding about the Docker. The Docker. So, oops. So, what is the Raspbian Buster? So again, it's a Debian based operating systems, and as you can see from your assignment, there are 3 types of Raspbian Buster, which is the light. The light, it's pretty much like a minimal text only CLI versions, and you have the options to install the desktop, you know, with the GUI graphical desktops. And another one, which is the last one, I think it should be you know, the largest one. I think if you I believe if you uncompress the file, the size will be like 6.5 gig. Just wondering, which one have you downloaded so far? Like I'm not too sure whether you've already downloaded the Raspbian Buster or not. For today's tute, I have already the bus. Yes, that's totally fine. Yeah, yeah, you don't have to install that one for now. But probably along the way for today's tute, yeah, probably we can just do it together. So that's exactly the same one. This is the one that I tried, that I downloaded, and I will show you in the tute lab. I've currently got noobs running. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, running on Pi. Yeah, probably yeah, for this tute, you can just simply use noobs to get you going, just for testing. But probably the next day or after this tute, you can just start using these versions because it is required on your assignments. And I will just explain to you about the Docker and the Docker. I'm just wondering, I can just skip this slide if you've already got the knowledge about the Docker and VM. I'm not too sure. Like, do you know much about Docker and VM, like the difference between that one? Okay, that's totally fine. So pretty much like the Docker is like we call it a container-based technology. So I think I mentioned previously. Before I forgot, I just want to make announcements. In the previous tute, which is like tute 3, I put up like I put up a video how to use DD on Mac OS. For this particular course, you can just simply ignore that. It'll be good if you can just take that one as your additional informations outside this course, because like I was just advised that particularly for this course, you need to use a pure Unix operating systems. In this case, if you want to run your dd command, either if you can just use the live Ubuntu provided on the assignment, or yeah, you can just simply install any desktop Unix versions distributions. So yeah, that's just for your information. So you shouldn't use Mac at all. You can use Mac if you want to install virtual machine. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's fine. Okay, that's good. Okay, so yeah, in case this one for those who are not coming to this tube, at least they know. Okay, so this is Docker. The concept of the Docker pretty much like the Docker will use the infrastructure of your environment. So on top of yes, I will just quickly show the slide. Oh, oops. Okay, my bad. Sorry, Aaron. Sorry. There you go. Okay. Gotcha. So can you see now? Can you see this one now? I believe you can see the slide. Cool. Okay. So I'll just go through. So this is what I said before. Like you have the three types. It's Raspbian. Raspbian is a Debian base, so we can just skip this one. And this is Docker. The Docker, as I said before, the Docker is a container-based technology. What does that mean? Pretty much like it is using the Docker is using the underlying infrastructure for your PC. So in this case, if you see this architecture, pretty much like on top of your PC, this application can pretty much use whatever the memory or underlying infrastructure under this PC. So if you can see this one, like application one, imagine like inside your laptop or your PC, that's one infrastructure. You have like three different applications. So for example, like this one, you're running the container for Ubuntu, and this is the application two, you're running the container for Red Hat, and another one, you're running the container for, let's say, CentOS. So in this case, you don't really have to worry about setting up, like a static RAM or etc. So in this case, like each applications, they can just use directly the host operating systems and infrastructure underlying that one. That's a Docker. That's totally different with the VM. If you have looked the VM here, a VM, it's relying on the hypervisor. This one, and still on if you have looked this architecture, if you want to create like for example, like in this case, like three different applications, or you want to install three different operating systems. For example, like this one, you install the Red Hat, and this one you install the CentOS. This one you install the Ubuntu, and all those applications, at first you need to specify every single thing. So for example, you need to specify the RAM, you need to specify the hard drive, and etc. So in this case, the advantage for using the VM, pretty much like it's we can just go to comparison for this one. So the question would be, hey, when can I use the Docker, or when can I use the VM? So in terms of the Docker, you want to use Docker because it is portable, meaning that, for example, if you want to develop, let's say you are a web developer, and then you want to develop web application A, let's say web application for e-commerce. You work on using Docker. You work on using Docker, and then you for this set up the container inside your computer, and then after that you just need you need to commit and push to Docker Hub. And on the other end, I mean, like if you want to deploy on separate PC or separate environment, separate server, you just need to pull that container. So it is portable. It is portable because like the underlying applications, if we just go back here, the underlying like application bin library, they'll be consistent. So that's, if you want to use Docker, it's gonna be it's very portable. So you can just simply move everything, move your web applications without worrying about the compatibility. Whereas like the VM, it's quite hard to move to one VM to another one. You have to make sure 100% that all the underlying infrastructures between two servers are exactly the same. Does that make sense? I mean, like for the Docker, you don't have to worry about the hardware. You don't have to worry all about the infrastructure. As long as you create, push and commit the container, it will be, it's just portable. You can just move the Docker anywhere around. In terms of the performance, definitely the Docker run faster. The Docker definitely run faster, and you will experience that one in the Tute lab. If you've, I'm not too sure. Have you tried using VM before, or? Okay, so yep, that's fine, yeah. But if you, when you've got the chance, you can just simply compare by installing the operating systems under VM and under Docker. So Docker, we will see in a second. It's gonna be really fast. In terms of security, the Docker, in terms of security, I think VM, definitely VM gives you like a better security comparing to Docker, because imagine that if anyone can break to your PC, for example, it will simply compromise the Docker, because like Docker resides inside your infrastructure, whereas the VM, you can just simply you can just enhance or harden additional layer of security inside the VM. So that's pretty much like a general differences between Docker and VM. So again, this is for your assignment spec. Part 3 consists of 65 marks. So again, you shouldn't use the noobs. You shouldn't use the noobs. And remember, the due date will be next, not this Sunday, but the Sunday after. So today, hopefully, we can just we will be able to cover this one, download and install Raspbian Buster on Raspberry Pi 3, and then we will show you to install the Docker here under Raspbian Buster. There will be it will cover 20 marks out of 65 on your assignment part 3, but the rest of the assignments, like install the packages in the Docker and configure your Docker, you need to do some research on that, and yeah, and you need to try and practice to do that. I will just show you a quick one, just to show you what I did when I burned the Docker. So it will take a while, but I will just fast forward some of them. So here again, it's pretty much after they showed you the previous from the previous tut. First thing first, what I did was I just unmount all my existing SD card. So I will just unmount all the existing SD card using gparted tools. And then it will take a while. Once it's been unmounted, I will just fast forward everything. So once I've already unmounted, and then what I did was I delayed all those previous partitions. As soon as I delete the previous partition, I just recreate the new one. So this is what I showed you how to pretty much like format the SD card. I will just quickly fast forward because we have covered this in the previous tut. So that's a process. That's a process to reformat your SD card. So I will just do fast forward, and then here I've already just back a little bit. So here I've already put my my Raspbian Buster software inside this particular folder. So there you go. That's the this is the Raspbian Buster that that I use, which is the full versions. Full versions meaning that it is desktop, including the recommended softwares. So so that's what I did. So I will just use the dd command input file from this Raspbian Buster, full Raspbian Buster. So here, and then output, I will give the OF output to my SD card, which is in this case recognized by Ubuntu Live as a mmcblk0, and I just use the additional parameters, status progress with the writing speed for meg, and it took me probably around 15-20 minutes. See, this is like a really long recording. So I will just fast forward this one because it's pretty much nothing. So yeah, so once it's done, so yeah, pretty much you just simply to punch and insert your SD card to your Raspberry Pi 3. So that's how we use the dd command. That's exactly the same like the video that I showed you on when we were burning the Liberleg. So that's the boot Raspbian Buster. This is what you will see. So after this tut, if you try run that dd command, once you burn everything to your SD card, this is the steps that you will see. So first thing first, you will see like a message, okay, root file system resizing, and it will just go to the rainbow screen, probably 3 to 4 seconds, and then it will just jump straight away to the Raspbian desktop operating systems. And that one, the first step will be you set up your language and locations. I think if you can just open up the tut here. So open up the tut. This is what you will see, the page 2. The page 2, this is what we have covered. The page 2 up to page 4. Page 2 up to page 4. So this is all the steps. So you set up your language, you set up your network. I think I missed this one. And set up your network and change the default password. And then it will just automatically reboot. And then after that, it's rock and roll. And then you just need to you've got your environment set up there. So now the last lab would be the exercise would be please try to install the Raspbian Buster installations. Try that. And then try the Docker installations and find out how to use it. I will just hopefully I have time to discuss the important comment. And compiling and installing from the software. So it's pretty much like all the sections, the important sections. I copied and paste all the important sections on tut 5. So compiling and installing from source, I believe we have discussed on when we were in the tut lab 3 when we try to install or upgrade the CMake program. That's in the tut lab 3. And lastly, this is what you need to do. I don't think that we will discuss this one on our tut or the lecture. You need to do some research on how to commit and push the Docker image. The concept would be exactly the same like Git, the repository. If you're familiar with, you don't have to worry about this one. So the concept will be exactly the same. So let me switch to the Raspbian, because I've already set up 2 environment. Let me just give me a second. I will just switch here to Raspbian. Stop sharing. Okay. We'll switch this to Raspbian. Just give me a second. Share application. Share entire screen. Cool. Now, can you see the Raspbian here? Cool. Okay. Just give me a second. So now I will just keep going to the lecture note. Sorry, the tut lab. If you can just open your just follow the tut lab page 5. So the first thing first. So this is like a pretty much like a brand new Raspbian Pi. This is a brand new Raspbian Pi. I'll just minimize a little bit. I will minimize this one a little bit. So this is like a brand new Raspbian Pi. I've already run this command. the sudo apt-get update. I did that one previously, but we can try again. So it took me around 2 to 3 minutes, like the initial update. It around 2 to 3 minutes. That's what you should do. The next step would be so the next step will be you need to update and upgrade your Raspbian. So yeah, it didn't take long because like I ran that one. But when it comes to the upget switch Y upgrade, it took me around 40 to 45 minutes. So that's why I did that one previously. Because I didn't wanna waste too much time during the tune. So if you can try that one, it took me around 40 to 45 minutes. So once you've done those two commands, the update and upgrade, you need to reboot your Raspbian. So the next will be probably I will just hopefully I have this one open. I'm planning to show you the tutelab. So do you have your tutelab 5 open right at the moment? Okay, cool. That's great. So I will just without showing you, I will just go through every single thing. So okay, just give me a second. I'll try to hopefully I can give the zoom in so slightly bigger so everyone can read the comment. Okay, so the next one will be if you can see the apt-get install man db. If you run and install using the desktop recommended one, the full version, you don't really have to run that one because by default it will just install that command. So we can just skip that one and go to page 6. It will apply exactly the same like for the command like on the top. If you can see sudo apt-get install wget and git. So we can just skip that one because here you can see the command is there because I did the update and upgrade all using and I'm running using the desktop recommended with recommended software. And for the git, I believe correct. I believe it should be there. So both of the software it is there. Now we need to run now the next step will be to install the Docker. I will just for now I will just remove this file. So there are 2 options how to install the Docker. The first one will be I think the first one will be the quickest one by using curl, which we don't recommend. And in this case, Paul wants us to learn how to check the source rather than so if you pretty much like if you want to install any software, please do not simply trust that particular software. So in this case, if you run the quickest command like curl and then blah blah blah, and then it will just install straight away the Docker without you knowing what's going on. But in this case, we need to check what is inside the installation file. So to know what is inside the installation file, we just simply type that the command on the tut. So wget pretty much like this one, we download the docker.com switch capital O get docker. So we download this script here. If you can just simply open up get docker.com. So the idea is to download this script. Download this script and then find out what's going on. See, this is the one that I told you. That's the quick and easy install via this one by using curl. But we don't really recommend that one, and we don't want you to use that one. We want you to use to install the Docker manually by downloading the script. So again, wget https get docker.com get docker. So we download the file. Let's check. So the file is there. Get docker. Here the file. Now we open. We open the file. So this is the installations. The installation file. So first thing first, pretty much, if you read this tut, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, probably around paragraph 4, you will see the statement saying that at the time of testing, there is a bug in install script we need to fix. Search the word buster in the file. So buster. So what we need to do, we need to find the word buster here. Buster, and then we need to change to stretch. I'm not too sure. I did the research on this one. Yes, it was the bug back in July 2019, but I'm not too sure when. I will just double check this one with Paul. I'm not too sure when was when did he install, or when did he test all this script, because like I didn't have any issues, so I didn't really change the script. And if you want to know more about the discussions, because like this issue, it is like a known issues from the Raspbian community. If you want to know more about the discussions, I will just give you the link, that one. I will post the link, and this is what you will see. So those two issues. The Git, like some people, like two or three people, like they posted saying that 2 weeks ago they did installations using the Raspbian Buster on Raspberry Pi 3B model, exactly the same like us, and he didn't find any issues at all. So I believe it's been rectified by raspberry.org. So we don't really have to mock around with the original script, but at least we need to know what's going on inside the script. So I will just show you. So this is all pretty much like, just wondering, Aaron, do you have any programming background a little bit? I'm not too sure whether I asked this one before, like any programming background, a little bit. Oh, fantastic. Oh, Java C. Oh, perfect. So yeah, it's gonna be very, very easy and straightforward for you to at least to know the bigger picture of this one. So this is pretty much like when you write the bash script, pretty much like mostly like on the top, again, bash script, it is not like an object oriented programming. So on the top, it will just define all the functions like this one. This is all the functions. Just up to the bottom. That's the main functions. This is the main functions. I think if you Java, it's like the main void main. So that's in Java. So this is what the script does. So if we just check what is inside the do install functions, it will just execute the install script. So if the Docker, if the command exists, then it will run this one. You don't really have to, again, the whole point of this tut, like the Paul advised that you don't really have to know in details about every single command, but at least you know what sort of command that you will be running on your machines. So that's pretty much, this is the command. If the Docker command exists, then it will just run all the command with the message, and we just go through. And if it's not the root, then you cannot install this command, this Docker, and this is where the action begins. So we need to find out the get distributions. What is the get distributions here? So if we just check the get distribution here, go to that functions, it will just find, it will check what is our distributions. So here we can just simply run the cat. So this is what is inside the OS dash release. That's all the information about your operating systems, and it will assign to this particular variable. Here you can check this one and then echo lsb distro. So we are running using Raspbian. So this get distributions, has the value of the Raspbian. And now it will just go to the switch case syntax, and then if it's Ubuntu, it is not Ubuntu, it is Raspbian, and then it will run which distribution versions. So we can just run this command separately just to find out what is our distribution versions. Here, this versions, we are running 10. So since it's 10, it will just pick up the buster. So pretty much that's the whole functions. And again, it will just check, run the setup for that particular distro. Distributions, if it's Raspbian or Ubuntu or Debian, it will run all this command, pretty much all this command. So that's what all this command. So that's what we are going to run. So that's pretty much it. Yeah. You don't really have to check every single line, but at least you know. So in this case, we just go back to our TuteLab, save the script, exit. Now make the script executable. So we just need to change the permission to 755 and then run the get docker. And wait for a while. I believe the previous bug would be yeah, I think the previous bug you will receive the message as no Docker for Raspbian Buster. That was the previous bug, and then it will just automatically exit on from your installations. Yeah, but in this case, let's see how it goes. Because I tried. I've got two different SD cards, so I tried both. I tried without changing the distribution versions to stretch. So I didn't replace that with stretch because I did some research and then check on the Git issues and the discussion on Raspbian. I believe therefore they fixed that one, but I can confirm back in July 2019, some guy reported the issues to Raspberry, to raspberry.org, and then they tried to they didn't do any fix up until July 3rd, but after that I'm not too sure. Yeah, but someone just did installation 2 weeks ago. It was just working fine. So let's see how it goes. It will take a while, not really that long, but it will take some time. So Aaron, you can try run this this command. You can just simply follow this one and then run the /get docker. Try to install on your noobs. It should be fine. Just wait for a while. Let me go through what I have. Oh, come on. Are you running the same script at the moment, Aaron? Oh, that's good. Okay, just take your time. Okay, so I've got the error message here. Maybe it's timeout. I will just run again. Because mine was timeout sometimes because of the connections. Cool. That's weird. The Docker. Okay. So process. First to put the script. If it's still Docker. I didn't see this error message in my previous testing, but it seems like the Docker is working as expected. Let me try. Okay, sudo docker version. Okay, so seems like it's working. Let us do the testing. Let us do the testing. So in this case, if you have looked page 7 and 9, I will just skip that one because you can try by adding, pretty much a simple add user and add the group. So I will just skip that one. For this, it is one of your requirements that if you want to run Docker, I think if you want to run the Docker, you need to add the username using your student ID. And then you need to assign your new user to the Docker group. So if I just check my current user pi, the group, what is the group's pi? So at the moment I have under the pi, user pi, I have all these groups, but I still have to, as you said, as you can see previously, if I didn't use like the sudo command if I want to run the Docker without the sudo command, the system will complain because I'm not part of the Docker group. So in this case, I will just, let's say for this testing, I will just add the group. So remember to use A for append the group, and G, that's specify what group, Docker and pi. So in this case, once I've add pi, so now I can see that I'm in the Docker. So I've already added pi, user pi inside the Docker. But I believe we need to log out and log in again in order for Docker to work properly, or else it'll be complaining. But let's see Docker version. No, it's okay. We can try. Apparently it's not, so you don't have to log out. So let's say we do some testing to find out whether the Docker is working fine or not. So we run the command docker. It's from the page 6, docker container run hello world. See, that's a permission denied. Yes, because of I haven't logged out and log in back again. So if I just give me a second, I will just log out. It might just close everything. Hopefully not. Okay, Raspberry. I will just log back in. Just give me a second. Give me a second. I will just back into the screen sharing. How is it going, Aaron, so far? Your Docker installation script, is it running? Oh, that's good. Hello from Docker. So you can run the Docker container hello world, yeah? That's great. But I believe you're running using sudo, if I'm not mistaken. Sudo or root. After restarting, just type. Okay, that's good. What is the user that you are running at the moment? Is it oh, username Pi? Okay, that's good then. Just give me a moment. I will just open my for this exercise, you can just simply skip the page 7 to 9 and try to start working on the page 11 while I'm preparing the session. You can just start trying to pull. So now it's really good that you can see that you can run the Docker, the test Docker. It is showing that your Docker is working properly. So now you can just try to pull the Ubuntu image from Docker Hub by running the command on page 11, Docker image pull Ubuntu. You can just try to run that one. So I'm back again. Moderator. Screen. Okay, I'm back. And now I will run I will zoom in, shift control plus. I will just zoom in. Container run hello world. Oh, I haven't run my Docker daemon. Just give me a second. Cannot connect to Docker. Docker. Something wrong with my Docker installations, but you can start. You can keep going with your Ubuntu. Groups. Hi. Something wrong with the permissions. Let me restart my Raspbian. I'm restarting my Raspbian. So you can try keep going with the command. Like if you want to check list the image, use that one. Use the command docker image list. That's fantastic. That's really good. Try the every single command. Pretty much what you need to know is how to list your current image and how to list your current containers, how to remove your image, how to remove your container, and how to run using the port forwarding. That's really important for your assignment. If you open up the page 12 at the bottom, docker run -it. So if I just type here while I'm waiting for, I will just quickly share the application screen. Entire screen allow. So if you have looked the page 12, this command docker run -it, switch IT, meaning that iterative, and then you need to let's say at the moment like redirect port from external, in this example port 100 to 80. So pretty much you map the port from external port 100 to 80 internal, and then remember to put the name for your image when you run. In this case, you can just use any, probably my Ubuntu, and then what is the image name, which is Ubuntu. So you can try to run this command. When I say the performance, the Docker performance, it's really good. But as soon as you type this particular command, it will just go straight to the container, and then you're running Ubuntu. So that's how fast it is. If you use the VM, probably it will just take, imagine like VM like a normal server, like normal desktop, like a normal server. So imagine like you press the button, and then after that it will have to initialize everything. Probably it will take a couple minutes depending on your processor to get everything's up and running. So that's why I say in terms of performance, like Docker is better. But when it comes to the networking, how to communicate between one and another server, I believe VM has more benefits of that. So it depends on the usage, and yeah, you have the options to use. In the reality, you have the options to use. Normally, like for Docker, we will just use for development, or normally just development or development of developing particular web application, and then we deploy. It'll be so much easier if we can just use the Docker, because I don't really have to worry about the compatibility. So yeah, that's your options. Let me try to get back. Sorry for this for today's lab. Yeah, probably it's slightly compact, and I'll try to cover as much as I can. Yeah, I'll try. Just give me a moment. I will have a look my note. Hopefully, I can cover all of them. Because I really want you guys to have like a solid foundations, and I hope that you can get started to do all your assignment. Part 3, it's quite complicated. It's not super complicated, but yeah, it takes a little bit effort and research. Apparently, the previous one, I think I missed the command run. So it should be Docker container run. So what I typed previously, I believe just Docker container hello world. So that's why he was just complaining. I will just get back to you. I will just get back to share my screen. And I will just quickly show you some important Docker commands, and then after that, yeah, we just call it a day. Just bear with me for a moment. You based in Melbourne, Aaron? Oh, Perth. Okay, cool. So we are in Melbourne. We're having long weekend for grand final. I will just switch off the screen sharing for now. Oh. Okay. Apparently, I couldn't join. I couldn't join the session because of the time limit. Because I queued from 7:30 to 8:30, and I tried to log in using Raspberry Pi and try to do screen sharing, but I couldn't do it because of the time limit. Probably I will just type the useful comment here in the box. Just give me a second. I will just unplug. So I will just go back here. Okay, back to screen sharing here. So this is I will just quickly summarize all the important comment. So to view your Docker image, you can just try this comment. Docker image, and to remove all containers, or probably you have two options: to stop all containers. Just use this command, or probably I should have just say to view or list containers, use the Docker container ls-bin a, or you have the options to use docker ps min a switch a, and to stop all containers. So this is to view all the containers, and this is to check all active or inactive containers. So if you want to remove your containers, you can just simply force remove the container, but you need to stop all the containers. In order for you to stop the containers, just stop, and then type here docker container saq. So before you remove your container, you need to stop all the active container, and this is what you will do to remove your container. And another one, I take this one from the lecture notes. Just copy paste. This is really useful but quite dangerous. You have to double check before you run this command, the prune, docker system prune. What else? I will just show you the important command again. Just bear with me for a while. Oh, you can search to search the Docker image from Docker Hub. You can just use the following command: docker search and the name of your image. So in this case, you tried before using the run hello world. So you can please try this command: docker search hello world. So that's the search. Pretty much. To get the system-wide informations, you will use this particular info, docker info. Just try that command. Yeah, I guess that should be pretty much it. I think I missed one thing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think all the command that you will use, that's all those important comments that you will use for your Docker. And the last part, which is like the page 13 to 16, it's compiling and installing from source. Just have a quick look on our recording, lab 3. I think, yeah, I mentioned before, lucky I showed you guys earlier about how to compile, because yeah, I've got my gut feeling that it's gonna be really compact and long tune. Yes, I think it's pretty much it for today. Sorry for keep you a bit late for this tune, because I really want to provide you guys the solid foundation again. Yeah, I'll be so much. I'll be very happy if you guys can start working on the assignment, and it'll be good for you guys. And I believe if you can just have a look again what we have discussed, it's pretty much you can just start working all your assignment. That's it, I think, for today. Thank you, Aaron, for tuning in, and I will just make it a bit larger, the font, so it'll be so much easier for you to have a look. And yeah, if I miss anything, or if I miss anything like some useful comment from the Docker, I will just post it on our discussion board. Yep, I think that's it from me. And good luck and good night.